So it's the next day and we're just going to very quickly take the clamps off. So we just have our F-clamps on the end here that we were using to keep everything nice and straight and flat. And we just had some packing tape on them as well just to stop it sticking. That's our body blank all glued up. Just some glue squeeze out the stuff to remove. And again more glue on the far side to take off. But that's us started anyway. So we've left this glue to dry overnight. So we're going to come back now and we're just going to use a flush cut saw. And we're just going to cut down the bulk off these plugs here. And then we'll sand it all nice and flush. And then we'll assess where we are then. So that's our tuners installed and everything tightened up and fits well. So that's those taken care of. We were going to refret this neck, but we're not going to now. We're just going to do a complete fret job on it. They're actually in quite good condition and I'd rather not rip them out unnecessarily. So we'll move on and we'll do a fret job next, and then we'll just do a general clean up on the rest of the neck. So we've given the body a quick sand and we've just redrawn on our template here just to see what we're working with. And we've now got a neck template in place here just so we can work out the exact position of the neck. So we've already got some screw holes in the back of this neck, but we're going to be filling them and we'll be re-drilling our own. So we're just working out that we have enough of the neck inside connecting, and just about there should be fine. So we'll be able to draw around that and get ready to start routing that out. But also while we have this in place, we'll be able to work out our full scale and work out exactly where our bridge is going to go. So that's the next thing we're going to do, is we'll get our long ruler out and we'll work out and mark vaguely, roughly, where our bridge position is going to be. So we've got our neck just roughly held in position there. We've still got our template on the body and that, and we've just using our large ruler here. We can mark from the nut, work out what our 12th fret is going to be, and then double that to give us our scale length. So we're going to be 34 inches. So we can just take our pencil and we can roughly mark where 34 inches is going to be. Now this won't be precise at all, but it'll just give us a good idea of where the bridge is going to go. So we can make our other calculations roughly based off that. So we're a 34 inch scale length. We've got our 17 inches at our 12th fret. So we can take all this off now and we can get ready to start routing out our neck pocket. So we're just getting ready to hog away some of this material out of the neck pocket to give the router a little less work to do. So we're just using our Forstner bit here and we're just marking out exactly where we can drill down to take away as much material as possible, using a couple of different sizes of Forstner bit. And that'll just mean that with most of the material gone, the router just really has to hug the side walls and just clean out the area rather than to be trying to take away too much material. So we'll just head over to the drill press now and we'll start to take away all this material. So that's our neck pocket all routed out, and so the neck goes in okay, not too tight, not too loose. So now that we've got that done, we can reattach our template, or sorry, re-put our template in place, just to get everything lined up on our center line. And we've got our mark here for where our pickup cavity is going to be, and so we've got a center line for that, so we can roughly mark that on both sides. and then we'll just draw a line across here, and then we'll be able to mark out where our pickup is going to go. So we're just getting ready now to drill out our pickup cavity, and we're using some templates here, and this is a two-part system from StuMac. So we've got a bunch of holes here, some are 1/8 inch diameter, some are a 1/16, and basically by drilling all these we get to drill out those tight corners that make up the pickup cavity, as well as our pickup mounting screws, and as well as 2 other holes as well for some dowel pins that will hold a second template in place. So we're just going to drill down to start with our 1/8 inch bit, and so we're drilling out a series of holes here. As I said, these will make up the corners of our pickup cavity, because it'll be way too hard to try and get a router cutter to cut in something so tight. So we'll just drill these out now, and then we'll take this piece off and then attach our second template. So with the first template taken off, you can see we've got a series of holes here now. So we can now take 2 index pins here that come with the set, and we put them in the upper and lower corners. We can then take our second template, and we use these to align that. So those pins tell us exactly where this template needs to go. So we can just again use some double stick tape and just hold that template down in place, and we can then start to route out all this area in here. So now we've got our second template on. You can see where we've drilled these holes there that it's actually gone right into the corner there, in those really tight areas that's going to be difficult to get to. So we can put our router on now and just slowly start to go down and just take away all this material here. The reason we're not drilling in advance is because we're going down such a short amount, so we'll be able to just do this with the router nice and easy, just taking a handy until we get down to our final depth. So that's our pickup cavity all routed out and looking nice and clean. So next we're going to move on to our control cavity, and that's just going to go here, but it'll obviously be on the back. So just using our template here, and we've just got it lined up nicely where we want it. And obviously we'll be drilling this from the back, so we need to place this template in exactly this position, but on the other side. So we've just drawn around the square here, and we're going to trace those lines all the way around onto the back, and then reposition it on the back, and then get ready to start drilling out and routing. So as I said, we've drawn these lines here, so we're just going to carry those lines over the edge, and we'll just use a square and that, and we'll get this all transferred onto the back. So we've marked out where our control cavity is going to go on the back, so as usual then, with it marked out, we're going to take our Forstner bits and we're going to drill out as much of the material as we can to give the router less work to do. So just the usual, we'll mark out, drill down and hog away as much of this material as we can. So luckily we stopped ourselves before we did any drilling or anything serious, and we realised that it's actually this inner part of the template that we use to go all the way down, and the other part is just a small shelf for the cavity cover. So we're marking out this now, and we'll take away all the material in here, and then come back, route it all, and then get ready to route just a small shelf for the control cavity cover to sit on. So as we said, we'll mark this out and then just hog away all the material. So we've reattached our internal template here, and we've just got 2 screws holding it in place, and these are screw holes that we'll be using to hold in the cavity cover anyway, so there's no problem there, and they're just below the surface so they won't interfere with the router. And as usual, we've got our router bit here with a bearing on it, and the bearing will follow the template around and start to cut out that material. Then we can take the template off and then use what we've cut out as our new template to keep going down to get to the thickness that we require. So we'll just start routing that out now, and we'll bring you back after all the routing is done. So forgot to turn the camera on, but that's our second template in place, and we've just cut out a small little shelf around here that our control cavity cover plate will sit into. So we can take this template off now, and that will pretty much be all of our routing done, except for obviously the body shape. But that's all our cavities taken care of, and our pickup cavity done, and our neck pocket as well. So what we have to do next is we'll cut out the body shape, shape that, and we're almost on our way. So just a quick recap on where we are with our cavities. We've got our neck pocket done, we've got our pickup cavity done, and on the back we've got our control cavity done and our lip as well for our cover plate. So that's the bulk of it done, as we said. So what we'll have to do next is go to the bandsaw, cut out our body shape, and then we'll use our router as well to finalise the body shape, and we'll almost be there.